Hey everybody, welcome to EDL 856. My name is Jeff Edwards and we are working with Module 7, Internal and External Communication. I am the principal at USD 223 Lynn Schools. So we're going to be taking a look on this flow chart at the different forms of communication, both internally and externally. So as we take a look at our internal communication, we start off with our Board of Education. We have 7 members, 4 from Lynn, 3 from Hanover, and we have our superintendent. The superintendent and the Board of Education kind of works hand in hand, and the next in line would be the 3 principals. So I am the principal, I'm sorry, not the 3 principals. I'm the principal at Lynn Schools. We have Corey Jensen, who's the principal at Hanover, and then we work through the TELEC, which is our Special Education Consortium, and Anita Breen is the coordinator there. So we all 3 work together, and we all 3 bounce ideas off of the superintendent, and we all answer to the Board of Education. So next in line of the internal communication, we have our building leadership teams and the TELEC consortium team. So in each of the schools, the building leadership team is made up of a handful of students, of teachers representing the different grade levels and different subjects throughout the K through 12 building. The same thing goes on in Hanover, and the TELEC consortium team would be the members, the teachers, the paras, and everything like that. And then below that, internally, we've got our faculty and staff and our students that are inside of the building, and the TELEC would just have their faculty and staff. So as we look at that, you can see that the communication, a lot of it, we will talk with the Board of Education. Mr. Schmidt is heavily involved in the communication aspect, and so he is talking with just about everyone. He's got the most lines coming off of him, but the principals are very involved as well. And then we distribute out our leadership and communication too. So our building leadership team will be talking with us, and then in turn they will be talking with faculty and staff, and both bringing and delivering input to our meetings. So as you look at the external communication that we have going on, we have our local PTO. The PTO is mainly for our K through 6 area, and they have regular meetings. They communicate frequently with me and with the building leadership team, and they're constantly in contact with our faculty and staff, asking what is needed and what they can help out with. We also have our booster clubs, which would be we've got 2 of them. We've got our Bulldog backers, which help support the activities that we have going on here, so sports and other activities. The Bulldog backers do that, and then we have Lynn Booster Club, which will help with more educational opportunities and things around the community. So very supportive, and that it's important that we continue to communicate. We meet with them face to face, and we build that relationship to keep those booster clubs going. We also have our parents at Lynn and parents at Hanover, and parents with services. Consistent communication with them is key, and we use multiple methods, as I will show later in the presentation. Additionally, our external communication, we've got the City Council at Lynn and Hanover. We don't utilize them as much, but they are a part of our community and the decision making that happens here at Lynn Schools. And then we do utilize our community businesses a lot more. We have CTE funding that comes from some of the internships that we do in the ag fields, and so the consistent communication with our community businesses is key. So the internal communication that we talked about, we've got our Board of Education, our administration, our faculty and staff, and our students, and we will talk about the many different ways in which we communicate with those particular groups. External communication, the groups that we have to look at there, we've got our parents, we've got our community businesses, we've got our diverse community members, which I've talked about this before, but Lynn has a very diverse community with 35% of our students being Hispanic background and Spanish-speaking parents and bilingual students. We have our booster clubs for our external communication. We've got our local governments and our church organizations, which are a very powerful force in the small town, very strong Lutheran community where we are at here. So as we take a look at the communication methods here, this is definitely two-way communication here between administration, staff to students, and staff to parents, and vice versa. So some of the things that we look at is we use social media, Facebook, we have Twitter, we push out emails to these parents. If we need to get out something quick to these parents, we also have the ability to send out an SMS message, which will come through in the form of a text, and that text will arrive to those parents quickly, and they can get that information. We also have the Washington County newspaper, and we also utilize our school calendar quite often to keep things going. So the communication method with parents, we utilize ThrillShare probably the most, and with that, ThrillShare has the ability to put out one single message that can reach all the different sources that you want. So it can go to Facebook at the same time, Twitter at the same time. It can go to the parent's emergency contact. It can go right to their phone, and you can send it to email, and it'll update onto the web page as well. So that is a valuable tool for communication. I said that was the most effective by far. The quickest form of communication is, of course, the SMS delivery of the information. So we had an incident happen at school earlier this year, and I needed to get information out to my K through 6 parents, and within about 30 seconds I was able to get a message out to the parents and alert them as to what had happened at our school and how we handled it. So also for our older community, they rely on the Washington County newspaper a lot more. They like to read in paper, on paper, and they don't have the technology or the desire to use it like some of our other community members. Lastly, we've got our school calendar, which is great for planning. There's a lot that goes on and a lot of people that have access to that. The school calendar was actually printed in paper as well as digitally online, and actually we used the paper as a fundraiser for the school. It was donated with some of the businesses that support our school, some of their business logos on there, and so they covered the cost, and we sold the calendars for $5 a piece and made some money for our school. So we also have communication methods with our local government and businesses. So some of the keys with this portion is face-to-face meetings. I said that is probably most effective, and to go ahead and show up to the planned meetings. Typically at our board meetings, we don't have very many of our local members come to that, but you always have the option to go, just like you have the option to go to the city council meetings, and you have the option to go and sit down and meet with businesses. So the face-to-face is most effective. We use the Washington County newspaper again to relay information, and the community calendar once again is best for planning. So as we're working with our businesses and trying to figure out what else is going on in the community and what's available, since we share our school and our facilities quite often, the community calendar is best for that. So as we take a look at this assignment, we were told to evaluate, extend, and improve some different things. I said that I feel our district does a great job communicating with all facets of our community. Internally, we use email, calendar, Facebook, Twitter, group messenger apps. All of these are used to communicate. Our staff regularly communicates with parents through email, GoEduStar, which is our online gradebook, face-to-face communication with our conferences and meetings. Or this year we did student-led conferences, which was a whole new form of communication. It was great. And we also use paper communication for permission forms. The communication and engagement is essential for the current and future success of our students. Our consistent engagement and communication with our community members and businesses will continue to support our school improvement efforts. We have many community businesses which assist with some of our opportunities and needs in the community. Some of the things that I would like to see in our community, I'd like to see our diverse community members get more involved in the school. I've only been here for the first 15 weeks of this year, and I feel like relations are improving. We are consistently communicating in both English and Spanish, and when we have face-to-face conferences, they're productive thanks to translator services. Sometimes it's some of the students in our school, and then sometimes we use Greenbush Translator. I believe that when we engage and effectively communicate with all of our community members, we directly impact the success and well-being of everyone involved. When everyone is involved and engaged in the school community, attendance, graduation rate, and overall student success is strengthened. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation and learning about the communication methods that we use here at Lynn Schools. Have a great day.